Deep in the heart of Madagascar's ancient rainforests, where the air is thick with mist and the trees stretch endlessly into the night, a truly bizarre animal lurks in the shadows, the aye-aye. This elusive creature is rarely seen by human eyes, moving silently through the darkness as if it were a ghost haunting its own secret world. This nocturnal lemur, with its luminous, almost otherworldly eyes and ghostly silhouette, has baffled scientists and locals alike for generations. Its eyes reflect the faintest glimmer of moonlight, giving it an eerie presence as it navigates the forest under the cover of darkness. The aye-aye's home is a tangled world of towering trees, dense foliage, and perpetual twilight. Here, sunlight barely pierces the thick canopy, creating a realm where survival demands not only agility, but also a set of truly unique skills. Unlike any other primate on Earth, the aye-aye fills a role that, in other parts of the world, belongs to woodpeckers or squirrels. It forages in a way that is entirely its own, tapping and listening for hidden insects beneath the bark. Its dark shaggy fur, bushy tail, and enormous bat-like ears give it a goblin-like appearance. No wonder it has inspired confusion, fear, and myth throughout Madagascar. Some even believed it brought bad luck, further shrouding it in mystery. For a long time, people debated what exactly the aye-aye was. Was it a rodent, a squirrel, or something else entirely? Its strange features defied easy classification, puzzling even the most experienced naturalists. Only through careful, patient study did scientists finally reveal its true place among the lemurs, uncovering its evolutionary story and its unique adaptations. The aye-aye's solitary nocturnal life makes it one of the most elusive animals in the world, adding to its mystique and making every sighting a rare and special event. High in the canopy, it leaps with astonishing agility, using its long, spindly fingers and keen senses for a highly specialized way of finding food. Its movements are quick and precise, perfectly adapted for life in the treetops. To truly understand this remarkable creature, we must explore its extraordinary adaptations, a testament to evolution's wildest creativity, and a reminder of the wonders that still hide in the world's most remote forests. The aye-aye's eyes are its most striking feature, huge, round, and glowing amber in the dark. They seem almost otherworldly, like tiny lanterns flickering in the shadows, drawing you into the mysteries of the night. These remarkable eyes are built for the night, gathering every scrap of moonlight with wide, ever-watchful pupils and a reflective tapetum lucidum, much like a cat's. This special layer acts as a mirror, bouncing light back through the retina and making the most of even the faintest glimmer. Thanks to this adaptation, the aye-aye enjoys night vision far beyond our own, transforming the pitch-black forest into a navigable world of shapes and shadows. Where we see only darkness, the aye-aye perceives a living tapestry of movement and opportunity. But this incredible sensitivity comes at a cost. Daylight is blinding, overwhelming its delicate eyes. So, as the sun rises, the aye-aye retreats into a carefully constructed leafy nest, hidden away in the dense foliage, where it can rest safely until dusk returns. Its eyes dominate its face, giving it a perpetually startled, wide-eyed look, an expression that only adds to its otherworldly charm and makes it instantly recognizable among Madagascar's unique creatures. But these eyes are not just for show, they're essential tools for survival. With their help, the aye-aye can leap confidently between branches, spot the tiniest insect tunnels beneath tree bark, and stay alert to the silent approach of predators in the undergrowth. The aye-aye's vision is perfectly tuned to its shadowy world, allowing it to thrive where others stumble and hesitate. In the tangled forests of Madagascar, this nocturnal primate moves with a confidence and grace that comes only from seeing what others cannot. Every night, as the forest comes alive with the sounds of insects and the rustle of leaves, its eyes unlock a hidden universe of movement and sound. The aye-aye becomes a silent observer and a skilled hunter, guided by senses honed for the darkness. In the darkness, the aye-aye reigns supreme, guided by its extraordinary sight. It surveys its domain from the treetops, always alert, always searching for the next meal or the next safe perch. Nature has shaped these eyes into the ultimate tool for survival after sunset, a living window to a hidden world where the night belongs to the aye-aye. The aye-aye's teeth are as unusual as its eyes, ever-growing, chisel-sharp incisors, more like a rodent's than a primate's. These teeth are built for gnawing through tough bark and wood, seeking the grubs hidden inside. As the eye chews, its teeth sharpen themselves, always ready for the next meal. This adaptation lets it access food sources locked away from most other animals. It's the only primate to evolve such a tool, becoming Madagascar's answer to the woodpecker. The sight of those orange, prominent incisors only adds to its odd reputation. But what seems strange to us is a masterstroke of evolution for the eye. Its teeth are the key to a secret pantry, giving it a unique edge in the rainforest. With every bite, the eye proves that sometimes the weirdest tools are the most effective. In the world of the eye, sharp teeth mean survival. The eye's most famous feature is its bizarre middle finger, long, thin, and almost skeletal. At first glance, it looks almost otherworldly, as if it belongs to a creature from a different planet. But this extraordinary digit is the result of millions of years of evolution, perfectly adapted to the eye's unique way of life in the dense forests of Madagascar. This isn't a deformity, but a specialized tool for survival. Unlike any other primate, the eye has developed this finger to serve a very specific purpose, one that is essential for its daily existence. The eye taps on wood with this finger, listening for hollow sounds that reveal insect tunnels beneath the bark. This behavior, known as percussive foraging, is a remarkable example of animal ingenuity. The eye's large, sensitive ears pick up the faintest echoes, allowing it to pinpoint exactly where its next meal is hiding. Once it finds a hollow, it gnaws a hole with its ever-growing incisors, then inserts the flexible finger to fish out grubs with a hooked claw. The finger is double-jointed, able to bend and twist in ways that seem almost unnatural, making it the perfect tool for extracting hidden prey from deep within the wood. This percussive foraging is unique among primates, combining detection, extraction, and precision. It's a complex process that requires not only physical adaptation, but also intelligence and patience. The finger is so vital that the eye holds it aloft while moving, protecting it from harm. It's almost as if the animal is aware of just how precious this tool is, taking care not to damage it as it navigates the tangled undergrowth. Its eerie appearance has fueled superstition, but biologically, it's a marvel of adaptation. In Malagasy folklore, the eye is sometimes feared as a harbinger of bad luck, but in reality, it's a testament to nature's creativity. This single digit is a probe, a sensor, and a hook, central to the eye's survival. It allows the animal to exploit a food source that few others can reach, giving it a unique niche in the ecosystem. Without it, the eye couldn't access its favorite food. The loss of this finger would mean starvation, as the animal would be unable to reach the nutritious grubs hidden deep inside trees. Evolution has turned a simple finger into a multi-purpose instrument. Over generations, natural selection has refined its shape, length, and flexibility, making it one of the most specialized limbs in the animal kingdom. In the hands of the eye, weirdness is genius. What may seem strange or unsettling at first glance is, in fact, a brilliant solution to the challenges of survival in the wilds of Madagascar. Put together the eye's huge eyes, rodent-like teeth, and spindly finger, and you get an animal that looks like a patchwork of spare parts. Its shaggy coat and bushy tail add to the confusion, making it seem part squirrel, part goblin. But every odd feature is a solution to a specific challenge in its nocturnal, arboreal world. The eye's head is a sensory powerhouse with rotating ears and a ghostly face that inspired local legends. Its long torso and clawed hands are built for clambering along branches, not swinging like other primates. The result is a silhouette instantly recognizable and utterly unique. The eye's weirdness is pure function, not accident. It's a living example of evolution's power to break the mold. The eye may seem one of a kind, but its adaptations echo those of animals worldwide. Its ever-growing incisors mirror those of rodents, while its foraging style mimics the woodpecker's tapping and probing. Where a woodpecker uses its beak and tongue, the eye uses teeth and finger, filling the same niche in Madagascar's forests. Its huge eyes are another case of convergent evolution, shared with owls and tarsiers for night vision. The eye is a patchwork of proven strategies assembled in a primate's body. By borrowing the best ideas from nature, it thrives in a world all its own. The eye is not just a curiosity, but a case study in evolutionary problem-solving. Sometimes survival means being inventive, not just strong. Is the eye's weirdness an advantage? Absolutely. By specializing, it avoids competition for common foods and taps into a hidden, year-round supply of wood-boring larvae. Its unique tools, the tapping finger, gnawing teeth, and extracting digit, unlock a pantry few others can access. This strategy is echoed in other specialists, like the panda with bamboo or the flamingo with brine shrimp. The eye-eye's strangeness is its strength, not a weakness. Every odd feature is a finely tuned adaptation for survival. By being different, the eye-eye has carved out a niche all its own. It thrives because of its peculiarities, not in spite of them. The eye-eye is living proof that in nature, diversity is the key to resilience. Its survival strategy is written in every odd line of its anatomy. The eye-eye's specialization is both its greatest strength and its biggest vulnerability. Its survival depends on Madagascar's forests. Lose the trees and the eye-eye disappears. Deforestation and superstition threaten its future. Some locals see it as a bad omen and kill it on sight. Its unique features, so perfect for the forest, make it a target for fear and misunderstanding. Conservation efforts now focus on protecting habitat and changing perceptions. Education is key. When people learn the truth, fear can turn to fascination. The eye-eye's story is a reminder that even the most perfectly adapted creatures are vulnerable to human impact. Its fate now rests in our hands, as much as its own. Protecting the eye-eye means protecting the wild creativity of evolution itself. The eye-eye is a masterpiece of evolutionary innovation, a primate with a woodpecker's habits and a rodent's teeth. Every trait is a story of adaptation, not accident. Its strangeness is its strength, allowing it to thrive where others cannot. The eye-eye challenges us to see beauty in the bizarre and to value the diversity of life. Protecting this animal means protecting the wild stories written in DNA. The eye-eye deserves our admiration, respect, and protection. In celebrating the eye-eye, we celebrate nature's boundless creativity. Have you ever seen an animal and thought, what is happening here? Meet the platypus, a creature so unusual, it almost seems like it was dreamed up in a storybook. This little creature from Australia is truly one of a kind, a living mystery that has fascinated people for generations. It looks like a mashup: duckbill, beaver tail, otter feet. It's as if nature took a little bit from every animal and combined them into one. When scientists first saw a platypus, they thought it was a hoax, someone stitching animal parts together. They couldn't believe such a creature could exist. But the platypus is very real, living in the rivers and streams of eastern Australia, quietly going about its business. It's shy, rarely seen, but just knowing it's out there makes the world feel more magical and interesting. So what makes it a mammal? For starters, it has thick, waterproof fur that keeps it warm and dry, even in chilly water. And it feeds its babies milk, though not in the usual way. The platypus is full of surprises. Instead of nipples, milk oozes from its skin, and the babies lap it up, a unique adaptation found nowhere else. It's a mammal, but it breaks all the rules we thought we knew about mammals. The platypus is nature's ultimate mashup, a little bit of everything and a whole lot of awesome. It's a true original. It reminds us that nature is full of creativity and surprises, always ready to astonish us with something new. Sometimes, evolution makes something so unexpected, it makes you smile and wonder what else is possible. The platypus is a puzzle, a marvel, and a true original, one of nature's greatest mysteries. It's the kind of animal that makes you say, wow, nature is incredible. It challenges our ideas of what animals can be, and that's just the beginning of its story. There's so much more to discover. Every part of this animal has a purpose, perfectly suited to its watery world. It's not just a collection of odd features. It's a masterpiece of adaptation, shaped by millions of years of evolution. The platypus is proof that nature doesn't always follow the rules, and sometimes the results are extraordinary. It's a living example of how evolution can get creative, inventing new ways to survive and thrive. So let's dive deeper into what makes this animal so extraordinary, and why it continues to amaze scientists and animal lovers alike. Get ready, because the platypus story only gets stranger. And more amazing, the more you learn. So the platypus is a mammal with fur and milk. Simple, right? Not quite. This animal is full of surprises, and just when you think you understand it, it throws you a curveball. Here's the twist. Unlike almost every other mammal, the platypus lays eggs. Yes, eggs, just like a bird or a reptile. It's one of the only mammals on Earth that does this, making it truly unique. Only 5 mammals in the world do this. They're called monotremes, and the platypus is the star of the group. The others are echidnas, but the platypus stands out for its odd mix of features. The mother platypus digs a long, winding burrow in a riverbank, lines it with leaves and reeds, and makes a cozy nest. She then lays 1 to 3 soft, leathery eggs, carefully tucking them away. She curls her body protectively around the eggs, keeping them warm and safe for about 10 days, rarely leaving their side. When the babies, called puggles, hatch, they're tiny, blind, and completely helpless, no bigger than a jelly bean. The mother's job is just beginning. She must care for her fragile young, keeping them warm and protected in the dark burrow. She feeds them milk that seeps from special patches of skin, and the puggles lick it right off her fur, since she doesn't have nipples like most mammals. They stay hidden in the burrow for months, growing stronger and developing the features that make them so unusual. This egg-laying trait links the platypus to the distant past, when mammals and reptiles weren't so different, and the lines between them were still blurry. Most mammals give birth to live young, but the platypus sticks to the old way, a living echo of ancient times. It's a living piece of evolutionary history, a creature that bridges the gap between past and present. The platypus shows us that evolution isn't a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. It's a mammal, but it starts life in an egg. How cool is that? It's like nature's own mystery wrapped in fur and a shell. This unique start makes the platypus a scientific treasure, studied by researchers all over the world who are eager to unlock its secrets. It's a reminder that nature's experiments can last millions of years, and sometimes the results are stranger than fiction. The platypus is a survivor from a time when mammals were just starting out, adapting to a changing world. Its egg-laying is a window into our own evolutionary story, showing us how life can take many different paths. It's not just weird, it's important. The platypus helps us understand where we came from. The platypus proves that sometimes the old ways are worth keeping, even in a modern world. It's a mammal, but it's also a living fossil, a rare glimpse into the distant past. And that's just one of its many surprises. The platypus is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. Let's see what else makes it extraordinary, and why this animal continues to fascinate scientists and nature lovers alike. Let's talk about that bill, the most iconic feature of the platypus. At first glance, it looks just like a duck's bill, but don't be fooled. It's actually a high-tech sensor, unlike anything you'll find on a bird. The platypus's bill is soft, flexible, and packed with over 40,000 electroreceptors, tiny sensors that pick up the faintest electrical signals. These electroreceptors can detect the minuscule electric fields created by the muscles and nerves of underwater prey, like shrimp and insects. When the platypus dives, it closes its eyes, ears, and nostrils, essentially hunting blind, relying on senses beyond our imagination. But its bill sees the world in a different way, detecting electric signals and even the tiniest movements in the water. It's like having a built-in radar system, guiding the platypus straight to its next meal. The bill combines both electric and movement signals, allowing the platypus to pinpoint prey in total darkness or cloudy water. This makes the platypus a master hunter, perfectly adapted to thrive in Australia's murky rivers and streams. It doesn't need to see or hear, just trust its bill, which acts as a sixth sense. This is one of the most advanced sensory organs in the entire animal kingdom, rivaling even the sonar of dolphins. The bill is not just a funny nose, it's a survival tool, essential for finding food and navigating its watery world. It's a perfect example of evolution solving a problem in a unique and ingenious way. The platypus needed to hunt underwater, so nature gave it a super sensor. It's not weird, it's absolutely brilliant. This bill is why the platypus thrives where others can't, surviving in places that would challenge most animals. It's a marvel of natural engineering, a testament to the creativity of evolution. The platypus's bill is proof that sometimes, the strangest features are actually the most useful and sophisticated. It's a reminder that nature's solutions can be truly extraordinary, and often surprising. And the platypus wears its superpower right on its face, showing us just how inventive evolution can be. Now let's check out the feet. The platypus has webbed front feet, perfect paddles for swimming. It uses them to power through water with surprising speed and agility. But here's the trick. The webbing is retractable. On land, the webbing folds back, revealing sharp claws for digging burrows. The back feet are less webbed and act as rudders, steering the platypus as it swims. The tail helps too, making sharp turns easy. So the front feet are the engine, the back feet and tail are the steering. This two-in-one design lets the platypus swim like a pro and dig like a champ. It's a perfect adaptation for life in and out of water. The platypus doesn't have to choose between being a swimmer or a digger. It's both. Its feet are a masterclass in versatility. Every part is designed for survival in its river home. The platypus is proof that evolution loves a multitasker. Its feet are just another reason it's so successful and so unique. Take a look at the platypus's tail. It's not just for show. The tail stores fat, acting as an energy reserve for tough times. It's also a steering tool in water, working with the back feet for sharp turns. On land, the tail helps with balance and stability, especially when digging. Mother platypuses even use their tails to carry nesting material. It's like having an extra hand and a pantry in one. The tail is a multi-purpose tool: storage, steering, balance, and construction. Every part of the platypus is built for survival. The tail isn't just a beaver copy, it's essential. It's another piece of the platypus puzzle that fits perfectly. Nature doesn't waste anything. The platypus's tail is a symbol of smart design. It's a key to thriving in a challenging world, and it's just one more reason to be amazed. Think the platypus can't surprise you anymore? Meet its venomous side. Male platypuses have sharp spurs on their hind legs connected to venom glands. The venom isn't for hunting, it's for fighting rivals during breeding season. A sting can cause excruciating pain in humans and is dangerous to other animals. Only males keep their spurs. Females lose them as juveniles. This venomous defense is rare among mammals. It's another reminder, don't judge by looks alone. The platypus is cute, but it's also tough. Nature gave it everything it needs to survive and compete. The platypus breaks all the rules: egg-laying, duckbill, webbed feet, beaver tail, venomous spurs. Most people call it weird, but look closer. Every feature is a perfect solution for life in Australian rivers. Webbed feet and tail for swimming, claws for digging, a super-sensing bill for hunting, fat storage for survival, venom for competition. Nothing is random, each part has a job. The platypus is a masterpiece of adaptation, not a mistake. It's evolution's answer to a unique environment. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's just brilliant. The platypus challenges our idea of normal. Nature is wild, creative, and diverse. The platypus teaches us to appreciate all the ways life can succeed. It's not just an oddball, it's a genius of adaptation, and a reminder to keep our minds open. The platypus isn't just unique, it's ancient. It belongs to the oldest branch of mammals, monotremes. Its ancestors lived alongside dinosaurs. The platypus still lays eggs, a trait from its reptilian past. Its DNA is a mix of mammal, bird, and reptile features. Studying the platypus helps scientists understand how mammals evolved. It's a living fossil, a genetic treasure map. Every discovery about the platypus teaches us about our own origins. Protecting it means preserving a chapter of life's story. The platypus is more than quirky. It's a key to the past, and a scientific superstar. The platypus is more than a curiosity. It's a marvel of adaptation. Every feature, from its bill to its venom, has a purpose. It's a reminder that evolution can create wonders. The platypus inspires curiosity and challenges our expectations. It's a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife and a national treasure, but it faces threats, pollution, habitat loss, and climate change. Protecting the platypus means protecting our planet's diversity. It's a living fossil, a survivor, and a masterpiece. Next time you see something weird in nature, remember the platypus. It's not just weird, it's brilliant. It's a survivor. It's a masterpiece. And it's one of nature's greatest marvels. Imagine an animal so tough, it can survive being boiled in scalding water, frozen to temperatures colder than Antarctica, blasted with deadly radiation, and even launched into the vacuum of outer space, without a spacesuit or any protection at all. These creatures can endure conditions that would instantly kill almost any other living thing on Earth, from the crushing pressure of the deep sea to the dry emptiness of a desert. Sounds like pure science fiction, right? It's hard to believe that anything could be so indestructible, but these animals are very real. Meet the tardigrade, nature's real-life, microscopic superhero. These tiny animals are among the most resilient life forms ever discovered. Also called water bears, they get their adorable nickname from their slow, lumbering walk, which looks a bit like a bear ambling along on 8 stubby legs. Watching them move under a microscope is like seeing a miniature alien bear exploring a hidden world. Tardigrades aren't insects or bacteria, they belong to their own unique group of microanimals. Most are only about half a millimeter long, so small you could fit dozens on the tip of a pencil. Yet despite their size, they're some of the toughest creatures on the planet. These tiny survivors have been around for over 500 million years, outlasting the dinosaurs, surviving ice ages, and enduring mass extinction events that wiped out most other life forms. Their story is a testament to the power of adaptation and resilience. Under a microscope, tardigrades look like wrinkly, gummy bears with tiny claws at the end of each leg. They might seem cute and harmless, but don't be fooled. They're incredibly tough and can withstand conditions that would destroy almost anything else. Despite their minuscule size, tardigrades have surprisingly complex bodies. They have a head, a segmented body, a full digestive system, and even eye spots that help them sense light. Their anatomy is a marvel of microscopic engineering. First described in 1773 by German zoologist Johann August Ephraim Goeze, tardigrades have fascinated scientists for centuries. Their ability to survive the impossible has inspired countless experiments and studies. These nearly invisible creatures remind us that some of nature's greatest wonders are hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered in a drop of water, a patch of moss, or even the soil beneath our feet. You don't need to travel far to find tardigrades. They're everywhere, from the highest mountaintops to the deepest ocean trenches, quietly inhabiting nearly every corner of our planet. These tiny, resilient creatures have managed to colonize environments that seem inhospitable to almost all other forms of life. In fact, there's a good chance they're living right in your backyard, nestled among the blades of grass or hidden in the soil beneath your feet. Their favorite homes are damp patches of moss or lichen, which act as bustling cities full of moisture and food. These microhabitats provide the perfect environment for tardigrades to thrive, offering both shelter and a steady supply of nutrients. In these lush miniature forests, tardigrades use their tiny claws to crawl around, exploring a world teeming with microscopic life. They hunt for plant juices, algae, and even other tiny creatures, making the most of every resource available to them. To feed, tardigrades pierce the cells of their food with a special tube called a stylet, a needle-like mouthpart perfectly adapted for their microscopic feasts. They then suck out the nutritious contents, extracting every bit of energy they need to survive in their tiny world. But moss isn't their only home. Tardigrades are true survivalists, thriving in places as extreme as boiling hot springs, the frozen landscapes of Antarctic ice, the muddy floors of the deep sea, and even the arid stretches of deserts where water is scarce and temperatures swing wildly. Their incredible adaptability means they can survive almost anywhere, hitching rides on gusts of wind, flowing water, or even on the bodies of animals like insects and snails, allowing them to colonize new places far and wide. So next time you spot a patch of moss on a tree trunk or a stone, remember, beneath that green surface lies a hidden world, bustling with life and home to these remarkable survivors. Tardigrades are everywhere, quietly enduring and ready for whatever the world throws at them, a testament to the resilience and wonder of life on Earth. The secret to the tardigrade's survival? It's not just their tough exterior or their tiny size, it's a remarkable ability that allows them to endure conditions that would destroy almost any other living thing on Earth. This ability is called cryptobiosis, a state of suspended animation where life nearly stops. In this state, tardigrades can survive extremes of heat, cold, radiation, and even the vacuum of space. When their environment dries out or becomes hostile, tardigrades curl into a tight ball, retracting their legs and head, and their metabolism drops to almost zero. It's like hitting the pause button on their entire existence. In this state, they stop growing, moving, and even aging, essentially pressing pause on life. They can remain like this for years or even decades, waiting for the right moment to return. Special sugars and proteins inside their cells form a glassy shield, protecting their DNA and proteins from damage. This shield acts like a molecular armor, keeping their vital parts safe from harm. This biological bubble wrap lets them survive for decades without water. Even in the harshest droughts or freezing cold, they remain unscathed, simply waiting for better days. When moisture returns, the tardigrade rehydrates, the protective sugars dissolve, and it springs back to life, unfurling and crawling as if nothing happened. It's as if they've woken from the deepest sleep, ready to explore their world again. Cryptobiosis is more than hibernation. It's a near-death pause that lets tardigrades cheat death itself. Scientists are still amazed by how completely they can shut down and then recover. This trick is the foundation of their legendary resilience. It's what allows them to survive in boiling hot springs, frozen glaciers, and even the emptiness of outer space. Tardigrades show us that sometimes the best way to survive is to simply wait out the storm. In a world full of challenges, their ultimate power nap is a lesson in patience, endurance, and the incredible possibilities of life. In cryptobiosis, tardigrades form a ton, a dehydrated, armored ball that's their ultimate survival suit. Their body water drops from 85% to just 3%, a feat that would kill almost any other animal. Special proteins called TDPs create a glass-like cocoon, locking cell components in place and preventing damage. This vitrified state shields them from crushing pressure, up to 6 times that of the Mariana Trench. The ton also protects against extreme temperatures, from near absolute zero to over 150 degrees Celsius, and prevents ice crystals or heat from destroying their cells. With almost no water inside, the ton is nearly indestructible. It's not just a dried husk, it's a marvel of biological engineering. The ton is the tardigrade's ultimate survival pod, ready for anything. Tardigrades can survive radiation doses over 5,000 grays, 500 times what's lethal to humans. Their secret? A unique protein called DSUP, or damage suppressor, which wraps their DNA in a protective shield, deflecting harmful radiation. Even when some damage gets through, tardigrades have an elite DNA repair system that quickly fixes broken strands. This double defense, shielding and rapid repair, makes them nearly indestructible to radiation. Scientists have even inserted the DSUP gene into human cells, making them more resistant to X-ray damage. While we're far from radiation-proof humans, tardigrade research could revolutionize cancer therapy and space travel. These tiny animals may hold the key to protecting life in the harshest environments. The water bear's superpowers could inspire the next breakthroughs in medicine and exploration. In 2007, tardigrades became the first animals to survive direct exposure to outer space. Scientists sent them into orbit on the outside of a satellite, exposing them to the vacuum and cosmic radiation. The tardigrades entered their ton state, enduring 10 days in space, conditions fatal to almost all life. When rehydrated back on Earth, those shielded from solar UV revived, lived, and even reproduced. This landmark experiment proved that complex animals can survive the vacuum of space. Some even survived the full blast of solar radiation, though most did not. Their journey raised new questions about life's ability to travel between planets, panspermia. Tardigrades are now the ultimate test subjects for the limits of life. Tardigrades' survival resume is unmatched. They can be frozen near absolute zero or heated above boiling, yet still revive. Their ton state lets them survive toxic chemicals, pure alcohol, and extreme acidity or alkalinity. They withstand crushing pressures, up to 600 megapascals, 6,000 times Earth's atmosphere. This toughness suggests they could survive in deep oceans on other planets or moons. From freezing cold to boiling heat, toxic chemicals to crushing force, tardigrades have an answer for every challenge. No other animal comes close to their versatility. The tardigrade is the undisputed champion of survival. Tardigrades break all the rules of biology, drying up, reviving, and thriving where nothing else can. They're so unique, scientists gave them their own phylum, Tardigrada. Genetic studies suggest they've borrowed survival genes from bacteria and fungi through horizontal gene transfer. This genetic mix may explain their incredible toolkit for survival. Tardigrades aren't just weird, they're exceptional, challenging our ideas of what life can be. Their strange adaptations are advanced survival strategies, not just oddities. They inspire us to rethink the possibilities of life, both on Earth and beyond. Studying tardigrades isn't just about marveling at nature's oddities. It could change our world. Their cell-protecting tricks could help preserve human organs for transplants, extending their shelf life dramatically. Tardigrade-inspired methods might let us store vaccines and medicines at room temperature, making them more accessible worldwide. In space science, tardigrades are models for how life might survive interplanetary travel, supporting the idea of panspermia. They help define the limits of life, guiding our search for organisms on other worlds. Tardigrades remind us that the most extraordinary secrets can be found in the smallest places. They teach us about resilience, adaptation, and the tenacity of life. The tiny water bear is a true superhero, proof that life's wonders are everywhere, waiting to be discovered. Let's dive into the world of one of nature's most bizarre and fascinating creatures, a frog that could easily be mistaken for a comic book superhero. Meet the hairy frog, a small amphibian with a big secret. If you thought frogs were just harmless, slippery creatures that hopped around ponds, think again. This one is more like the Wolverine of the animal kingdom, complete with its own set of retractable claws and a wild, hairy appearance that sets it apart from any other frog you've ever seen. Unlike your typical green, smooth-skinned frog, the hairy frog is covered in strange, hair-like filaments that give it a rugged, almost mythical look. But that's not even the weirdest part. This amphibian actually has bone claws that it can force through its own skin when threatened. Imagine a frog with the ability to transform its own body into a weapon. It's not just a quirky trait, it's a survival strategy honed by evolution. When danger is near, the hairy frog doesn't just freeze or hop away. Instead, it flexes special muscles in its feet, breaking tiny bones and pushing sharp claws right through the tips of its toes. It's a dramatic transformation. One moment, it's just a frog, and the next, it's armed and ready to defend itself, just like a comic book hero springing into action. Picture this: a hungry snake slithers through the undergrowth, thinking it's found an easy meal. But as it lunges, the frog suddenly reveals its hidden weapons, sharp, bony claws that can slash and surprise any would-be predator. The tables turn in an instant, and the snake is left rethinking its lunch plans. Officially known as Trichobatrachus robustus, the hairy frog makes its home in the dense, humid rainforests of Central Africa. It's a master of its environment, blending in among the leaves and shadows, always ready to defend itself or impress a mate. The claws themselves are a marvel of natural engineering. They're not like the claws of a cat or a dog. These are actually pieces of bone that the frog intentionally breaks and pushes through its own skin. It sounds painful, but for the hairy frog, it's a small price to pay for survival. This unique defense mechanism is rarely seen in the animal kingdom and makes the hairy frog truly one of a kind. And what about those hairs? They're not really hair at all, but rather thin strands of skin and arteries that grow mostly on the males during breeding season. These filaments help the frog absorb more oxygen through its skin, which is especially useful when it's guarding eggs underwater. It's a clever adaptation that serves both as a display to attract mates and as a practical tool for survival. The hairy frog is a creature of contradictions, gentle and nurturing one moment, fierce and formidable the next. It's both a lover and a fighter, switching roles as the situation demands. Whether it's showing off its hair to impress a potential mate or unleashing its claws to fend off a predator, this frog is always ready for whatever comes its way. During the breeding season, the male's hair becomes even more pronounced, making him look even more impressive to the females. But if danger approaches, he doesn't hesitate to use his claws, proving that he's not just about looks, he's got the skills to survive in a tough world. One minute, the hairy frog is sitting quietly, blending into its surroundings, and the next, it's transformed into a tiny amphibious superhero. Its ability to switch from calm to combat mode in an instant is just one more reason why this frog is so extraordinary. Nature is full of surprises, and the hairy frog is a perfect example of how evolution can create creatures that are stranger and more amazing than anything we could ever imagine. The hairy frog's home? Not your backyard pond. Think dense, humid rainforests in Central Africa. It sticks to fast-flowing rivers in Cameroon, Congo, and Nigeria. These rivers are like luxury spas for frogs, cool, clear, and packed with oxygen. Life here is tough. Predators everywhere, from snakes to birds to hungry humans. The frog's survival depends on staying close to water and hidden among rocks. Its entire life cycle, eggs, tadpoles, adults, revolves around these rivers. It's a homebody, perfectly adapted to its wild, dangerous neighborhood. Picture rushing water, thick jungle, and a frog ready for anything. Its dramatic tools, hair and claws, are made for this environment. The hairy frog is built for survival in the rainforest's toughest corners. Let's get into those claws. The hairy frog, also known as the horror frog, is a creature that seems straight out of a comic book. But its superpower isn't just for show. It's a real-life adaptation that's as fascinating as it is brutal. Unlike a cat's keratin claws, the hairy frogs are pure bone, hidden inside its toes. These claws aren't visible most of the time. Instead, they're tucked away, waiting for the moment when the frog needs to defend itself. When threatened, it flexes a special muscle, forcing the sharp bone tip to break through its own skin and tissue. Imagine having to snap your own finger bones just to grow claws. That's the level of commitment this frog shows when danger is near. Painful? Absolutely. But it's a last-ditch defense that can seriously wound a predator. The frog doesn't hesitate to injure itself if it means surviving another day in the wild. Once out, the claws don't just slide back in, they stay out until the tissue heals. The frog is left with open wounds, but it's a price it's willing to pay for a shot at survival. This means the frog is vulnerable to infection and further injury, but the immediate threat of a predator is often far more pressing than the risk of a slow recovery. It's not a party trick, it's a survival move. The hairy frog's claws are a weapon of last resort, used only when escape or hiding isn't an option. In a world of hungry predators, this frog chose violence over camouflage or poison. While many amphibians rely on toxins or blending in, the hairy frog stands its ground, ready to fight back with its own body as a weapon. The claws are a brutal, effective way to say, "Not today." They can inflict real damage, deterring even determined attackers and giving the frog a fighting chance. Nature's solution: break your own bones to fight back. It's a strategy that's rare in the animal kingdom, and it shows just how inventive evolution can be when survival is on the line. It's extreme, but it works. The hairy frog's enemies quickly learn that this little amphibian is not an easy meal. The hairy frog's claws are a testament to nature's creativity. They're a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected creatures have the most astonishing defenses. Sometimes survival means going to painful lengths. For the hairy frog, breaking its own bones is just another day in the fight to stay alive. So how do these claws actually work? The frog's toe bones have evolved into sharp daggers, hidden until needed. A special tendon and muscle combo yanks the bone tip through the skin when danger strikes. It's self-mutilation for survival, like breaking a window to escape a fire. The hind feet have the most developed claws, perfect for powerful defensive kicks. After the fight, the skin heals and the bone retracts as the muscle relaxes. Amphibians are great at regeneration, so the frog recovers quickly. It's a cycle of damage and repair, all for a fighting chance. The hairy frog's claws are a unique, high-stakes adaptation. In nature, survival often comes at a cost. Now about that hair. It's not real hair. Frogs don't have hair follicles. Instead, males grow dermal papillae skin filaments packed with blood vessels. These appear only during breeding season, making the males look shaggy. Why? It's all about breathing. The hair increases skin surface area, letting the male absorb more oxygen from the water. This is crucial while he guards eggs in fast-flowing rivers. More oxygen means he can stay underwater longer, protecting his future offspring. It's not a fashion statement. It's a super efficient breathing system. Only the dads get hairy, and only when it matters most. The hairy frog is a responsible, well-oxygenated parent. Breeding season is when the hairy frog's weirdest features shine. The male grows his hair, signaling he's ready for fatherhood. After the female lays eggs, she leaves. The male stays to guard them. He fends off predators using his claws if needed. The hair lets him breathe underwater for long stretches, never leaving the eggs unprotected. Hair and claws work together, one for oxygen, one for defense. It's intense, dedicated parenting in a dangerous world. These adaptations aren't quirks. They're essential for survival. The hairy frog is a super dad going to extremes for his family. In the rainforest, only the toughest parents succeed. When you compare the hairy frog to its amphibian relatives, it quickly becomes clear that this creature is in a league of its own. While most frogs have evolved fascinating adaptations to survive in their environments, the hairy frog takes things to a whole new level, standing out as one of the most bizarre and resourceful members of the amphibian family. Take the poison dart frog, for example. famous for its vibrant colors and potent toxins that warn predators to stay away. Or the glass frog, whose see-through skin makes it nearly invisible among the leaves, a master of camouflage. Each of these frogs has developed a unique way to avoid danger. Most frogs rely on passive defenses, either blending into their surroundings or flashing warning colors to signal that they're not worth the risk. These strategies are effective, but they're all about avoiding confrontation. The hairy frog, on the other hand, is a fighter. When threatened, it doesn't just hide or hope to scare off attackers. Instead, it breaks its own toe bones, forcing them through the skin to create makeshift claws, an extreme, almost superhero-like defense mechanism. While a few other frogs might have keratinized tips on their toes or extra skin folds for climbing, none go as far as the hairy frog. Its bone claws are a last resort weapon, unmatched in the amphibian world. This self-sacrificing defense is truly unique. No other frog is known to break its own bones as a means of survival. It's a risky move, but it shows just how far evolution can push a species when survival is on the line. And then there's the hair. Unlike any other amphibian, the male hairy frog grows temporary skin filaments during breeding season. These strange, hair-like structures aren't just for show. They help the frog absorb more oxygen while guarding eggs underwater. This combination of comic book defense and a bizarre, specialized respiratory system makes the hairy frog one of nature's true oddities. It's as if evolution decided to experiment, and the result is a creature that seems almost fictional. Agile on land and in water, the hairy frog is built for survival in some of the toughest environments. Its adaptations let it thrive where others might struggle, making it a true all-terrain amphibian. In a world full of extraordinary frogs, the hairy frog stands out as a rule-breaker, a creature that rewrites what it means to be an amphibian. With its powerful leaps, bone claws, and wild appearance, the hairy frog is the amphibian world's all-terrain, souped-up model, proof that sometimes the strangest adaptations are the most effective. So, is the hairy frog officially weird? Absolutely. It's a masterpiece of biological creativity. Exhibit A, bone claws that break through its own skin. Top tier strange. Exhibit B, hair that's really a temporary breathing organ, only for dads. Every part of this frog is a bizarre solution to survival. If human fathers grew gills every time they had kids, we'd call that weird too. The hairy frog is a furry, clawed paradox, part warrior, part parent. It defies every expectation of what a frog should be. Evolution clearly had fun with this one. Weird? Yes. And that's exactly why it's amazing. Let's celebrate the weirdos. They make life interesting. What have we learned? The hairy frog is a rule breaker in the amphibian world. It's a fierce parent, growing its own breathing hair to guard its young. It's a fighter, breaking its own bones to defend itself. These traits are perfectly tuned for survival in a tough environment. The hair and claws work together, a masterclass in adaptation. This frog story is about survival, creativity, and dedication. Even the weirdest animals can be the most inspiring. The hairy frog is nature's little Wolverine, reminding us to embrace our own unique strengths. Sometimes the strangest creatures teach us the most about resilience. Stay weird, it's what makes us strong. All right, let's talk about one of the internet's favorite punchlines, the blobfish. This oddball of the deep sea has become a viral sensation, popping up in memes, cartoons, and even plush toys. But behind the jokes and the funny faces, there's a fascinating story about survival, adaptation, and the mysteries of the ocean's darkest depths. You've probably seen those photos, pink, droopy, and looking a bit like someone's had a rough Monday morning. It's easy to laugh at the blobfish's appearance. But what if I told you that the way we usually see it is actually a bit of an illusion? But is the blobfish really as weird as everyone thinks? Or are we just not seeing it on its own terms? To really understand the blobfish, we have to dive deep, literally, into its world, far below the waves where sunlight never reaches. First, let's get into what a blobfish actually looks like. Down in its natural habitat, nearly 4,000 feet below the ocean's surface, the blobfish doesn't look like a sad balloon. Instead, it's a creature perfectly suited to a world of darkness, cold, and crushing pressure. Down there, it's more compact. With a gelatinous body, think of it as a soft, squishy cushion rather than a bony fish. Its body is almost like a living pillow, designed to withstand the immense weight of the water above. This is no accident. The pressure at those depths is crushing, but the blobfish's jelly-like flesh is perfectly adapted to it. Unlike most fish, it doesn't have a swim bladder, which would collapse under such pressure. Instead, its body is made up of a low-density gelatinous mass that allows it to float effortlessly just above the seafloor. It doesn't have much muscle, but that's the point. With so little solid material, its body is just dense enough to float above the seafloor without sinking or bobbing up. It's like the Goldilocks of deep-sea buoyancy. This unique adaptation means the blobfish can conserve energy, which is crucial in a place where food is scarce and every calorie counts. Now, here's where things get weird, or maybe get misunderstood. When a blobfish is brought to the surface, the pressure drops dramatically. All that water pressure it's used to, gone. The result is a dramatic transformation that makes the blobfish look like a deflated, droopy caricature of itself. So its body, designed for depth, kind of collapses. That's why it looks so droopy and, well, blobby in those viral photos. It's not that the blobfish is naturally ugly, it's just a victim of physics and our curiosity. It's like taking a marshmallow into outer space. The change in pressure makes it puff up or collapse, depending on where you take it. The blobfish's famous look is really just a side effect of being far from home. The blobfish isn't ugly or strange, it's just out of its element. In its own world, it's a marvel of evolution, a creature that's found a way to thrive where few others can survive. So, is the blobfish really weird? I don't think so. If anything, it's a reminder that nature doesn't care about our ideas of beauty. It cares about what works. From a deep-sea perspective, it's actually a genius of survival. Its body is a perfect solution to the challenges of the deep ocean, where pressure, darkness, and scarcity rule. It doesn't need to swim fast or chase prey. Instead, it waits for food to float by, totally energy efficient. The blobfish is a master of patience, letting the ocean currents do the work while it conserves precious energy. No fancy colors, no flashy fins, just a masterclass in adaptation. Its plain appearance is actually an advantage, helping it blend in and avoid predators in the dim light of the deep. Maybe the real weirdness is how humans judge animals by how normal they look to us, even when we drag them far from home. We forget that every creature is shaped by its environment, and what seems odd to us might be perfectly ordinary in the deep sea. The next time you see a photo of a sad-looking blobfish, remember, down where it lives, it's not the oddball of the ocean. It's a survivor, perfectly built for the pressures of its world. In fact, it's a symbol of how life can adapt to even the harshest conditions. And honestly, that's way cooler than any meme. The blobfish is a reminder that the ocean is full of surprises, and sometimes the